Once upon a time, in a galaxy far, far away, there was a boy named Johnny who had just learned weird stuff about physics. There are all of these probabilistical things and stuff like that which he found strange and hard to understand. He asked his teacher about how atoms and subatomic particles do weird things, and she confirmed his understanding with an example. Yes, Johnny, there is, as a matter of fact, an astronomically small chance that you will spontaneously teleport into a completely different galaxy at any moment. However, the likelihood of that happening is so small that, poof! All of a sudden, Johnny found himself in a completely different galaxy for no apparent reason whatsoever, and then he promptly started suffocating. He reached for his helmet, only to find that he didn't have a helmet. Fortunately for him, he was actually on a planet. His spawn point was only about 10 feet in the air, so the impact of him falling down was the least of his worries. There also happened to be a few aliens near him. One of the aliens realized that Johnny was the alien and briskly grabbed a breathing mask out of a cabinet and trotted over to Johnny and put the mask on him. The gas mixture in the tank wasn't well suited to Johnny's physiology, so it made his eyes look terribly bloodshot. On top of that, the alien's skin secretes chemicals to protect against the environment on their planet. Johnny was allergic to it, so he developed a rash from the alien having touched him. Johnny was having a very bad day, but he wasn't dead yet, so the alien demanded payment for having saved Johnny's life. The first response Johnny had, of course, was, "How can an alien speak my language?" The alien replied that he's not an alien and Johnny is the alien, but anyway, English was really easy to learn. He just had to use a very large radar dish to listen in on the radio stations that speak it. Johnny said, okay, fine, and he would pay, but he would have to go back to his home planet in order to take out a loan so that he could wire fiat currency to the alien via radio signals. The alien didn't trust Johnny, but Johnny insisted that he had to go home before payment would be made. There's a saying on my planet, "You can't squeeze blood out of a rock," said Johnny. "I don't understand," said the alien. "That's dumb. Rocks don't have blood in them. Do rocks on your planet have blood in them?" "Yes, no, that's the point. So you can't squeeze blood out of them. Why do you squeeze rocks?" "We don't." "Then what's your point?" "It's an analogy." "Okay, you sound very smart, so I trust you for now." The alien took Johnny to the local space program and arranged transportation for him to go home. It was a challenge to get the space program to allocate an entire shuttle just for Johnny, but when the alien finally spoke to the superintenendent, he explained that fiat currency is all the rage on Johnny's home planet, and he will share half of the payment with the superintendent. Before long, Johnny was gearing up to get in a ship to go home. The alien who saved Johnny's life showed up to see him off just before departure. "Thanks for everything," Johnny said to the alien. "This is a nice planet, and all the aliens are nice, but I just have to go be among my own kind." "This is my home," said the alien. "Yes, and it's time for me to go back to where there aren't a lot of aliens," said Johnny. "Stop calling us aliens, this is our home," said the alien. "And don't forget to wire me your payment." "Of course. By the way, I never got your name." The alien said a word that Johnny couldn't pronounce. "Bless you," said Johnny, just before boarding the shuttle. Takeoff was uneventful, and so began the long, slow journey back to his home planet. He got on comms and said, "Am I there yet?" But the alien at Mission Control said that he won't arrive home for another 100 million years or so. Johnny said that he wanted to go faster, but the throttle button isn't working anymore. The alien explained that it automatically turns off at the international speed limit of 0.5 C. Johnny informed Mission Control that his parents back on his home planet taught him that a speed limit is something you're supposed to travel 10 miles per hour above. Mission Control replied that he's already going 10,000 miles per hour above the speed limit. Then Johnny gave up on effective communication and instead just shrieked in anger and demanded to be sent home sometime within his own lifetime, but of course that didn't do anything, so he hit the emergency override button to lock out Mission Control. He turned the ship around and flew 11,000 miles per hour above the speed limit back to the alien's planet. An unfamiliar voice reached Johnny from a different radio channel than Mission Control. It said that surely Johnny must be upset about the situation, but he must remember there are greater forces at work here, such as gravity and government corruption. And it said that the home world of the aliens was the worst thing to ever happen to its solar system because it does nothing but soak up solar radiation and turn it into waste, such as fake fur, which is ridiculous because there are lots of animals to look at outside if everyone would only go outside and look at them instead of watching radio transmissions of other people going outside to look at the animals. And this planet never repays its star with anything. The star gives, and it never receives, and the star's health bar is already down to about 60%. Not one other alien understands this problem, so they all live their lives being happy. Someone ought to teach them a lesson they will never remember, but how unfortunate it is that all of the standard issue ship defense torpedoes don't work in normal gaseous atmospheres because they would just burn up on re-entry. But there are preliminary studies that say they should work on a star because a star is already burning. Johnny actually was planning to launch the torpedoes at the planet, but he changed course and pointed the ship at the star and launched all of the torpedoes into it. Then he flew in after. As he entered the corona, the alien who expected payment from Johnny got on comms and begged him not to do anything to the star and don't worry about payment anymore, it's not important, just don't destroy the star. Johnny replied, I wasn't going to pay anyway, fiat currency isn't real, I made it up. And that was all he could say before the radio caught on fire. A few minutes later, the star went supernova and destroyed all life in its solar system except for the life that was too far away. Unfortunately, Johnny's atoms had long since stopped being Johnny, so he couldn't experience the satisfaction of getting back at the aliens. But anyway, his mother was getting worried, so she called his teacher and said, Have you seen Johnny? I haven't seen him in about 2 light years. His teacher replied, Light years measure distance, not time, and then she hung up. The end.